Hi, Sylvie. Thank you so much for inviting me here. I'm Karen Moon, and when Sylvie asked me to speak at this, my first reaction was a no. I am not, um, well, I've hosted women's circles for the past 4 years, but that's not really my thing. I don't know. What I'm going to say is that I'm not doing this polished. I haven't recorded this several times. I'm just going to wing it. My passion is my computer app, findawomancircle.com, and that's the reason I'm doing this video. I started getting into women's circles about 4 years ago. I was pregnant. I found myself pregnant with my fourth child, second marriage, in Illinois when I'm from Texas and have traveled all over the US. And I just knew that I needed to find some like-minded people that I felt comfortable with. I went to the University of Texas in Austin, and with my first husband, we moved around in the military, and then we ended up in San Francisco, which he said ruined me. um, I beg to differ. Anyhow, so when I did the mothers group, one of my friends there had suggested that we get together on a full moon and do a universal dance of peace. That's her thing. And we did that, and it was awesome. I wrote about it in an article that was published on Elephant Journal, and I'll put the link below. But it stirred me. I liked it. And she did that, I think, one or two more times, and then just said, it's not working for me. It's too much planning, not working for me in my life right now, sorry. But I didn't want to let it go. I wanted to keep meeting in that way. I started learning about women's circles. I got on different Facebook groups and started reading Clarissa Pinkola Estes, Women Who Run with the Wolves. And I decided that I would do it myself. If I couldn't find a women's circle to go to, then I would host them myself. And that's what I did. At the same time, I would be in different Facebook groups, and I would see this. I would see people talking about meeting in this way and women's circles and how great they were and how powerful they were for their lives. And women would say, oh my God, I want to meet in that way, but there's nothing in my area. Where are you? And then there would ensue this 240 comment thread of, I live in Las Vegas, I live in California, I'm in Texas, I'm in Illinois, I'm in Massachusetts. And I would always think, what an inefficient way to meet. To go through 240 comments and try to find somebody who lives by you. Yeah, okay. That they really, what was needed was a way to find out who's by you so that you can meet in women's circles. And that is my passion. My computer app, and please check it out at findawomancircle.com, also has events like this one, like retreats, like all these incredibly awesome, wonderful, wise, intelligent, caring, compassionate women that can help you are incredible, and they are listed on the app too. But I'm going to tell you that my passion with this is small women's circles. I would like every woman out there to have a women's circle that, it doesn't have to be on the new moon or a full moon. It can be anytime, once a month, the third Thursday of the month, whatever you decide, but that every woman could go meet in that way, and that it wasn't something that put a lot of work on someone's shoulder, or even, I don't want to go into the whole money thing, charge or not charge. I don't charge for my circles, but I do, the women in the circle, we take care of the moon lodge. They bring different things for it, sage or candles or whatnot. So, there is an exchange there, and, you have to work it out where it's not always on your shoulders. because then you will burn out. But anyhow, so I started doing that, and I'm not going to lie that it has not been easy all the time. And there have been times when I'm like, what am I doing? But then there's always something that brings me back. I want to do a short little exercise. And this is something that I did. Actually, I can't remember where I found it. I did find it from somewhere. But this was 4 years ago when I started Women's Circles. In our circle, we did this exercise. And I want you just to take your piece of paper and your pen. And I want you to sit there and take a deep breath. Clear your mind. And we're going to think of two images. The first image is times in your life when you reacted to a challenge or a situation, something that happened, and you weren't so proud of it, the way you reacted. We all have those. Maybe it's a family relationship that you find really difficult, or a spousal or child or whatever. But think of that situation and the way you acted that you were not so proud of, and then try to come up with an image that represents that. Because you probably, when you come back to it, you're going to think of this theme that runs through your life. So I'm just going to give you a few seconds to try to think of an image. Okay. Now on the flip side, I want you to think of an image that when you're feeling good, when you're feeling appreciated and successful at what you're doing, and maybe there hasn't been those times yet, and maybe 3 or 4 years ago I didn't have those times, but it's okay. You still have sort of this image of what you would want to live up to. So just take a few seconds and think of something in your mind, some type of image of a woman that portrays qualities that you really want. Okay. I'm going to show you mine real quick. So I hope I've done this right, that we're not going to. There. That is the one that, she's cute, isn't she? But she's cute in a feel sorry, take care of me type way. My first memory is one of being ashamed of something I did. And this little girl in the corner has been me far too many times to count in my life. I need your help. I need your protection. Look what happened to me. It's so horrible. Cute little thing. Don't you feel sorry for her? And then somehow she gets back so far in the corner that she comes out swinging, and she's so enraged because, you can only sit in that corner and be treated like that for so long. And that's the image I have in my head when I have reacted at times in my life that I was not so proud of, is this little girl in the corner. Now, the other one, when I think of who I want to be, is this power image, and it is this woman she's in green. She's in, I don't know if it's a gown or a warrior outfit or something, but she's somewhere in Ireland or Scotland, because I have Scotch-Irish background, and she's on this cliff. And she is standing there with the wind in her hair, and there's a soundtrack. Because there's got to be a soundtrack of, like, the music building, and the camera panning in, and she's standing there, and she is wise and compassionate and far-seeing and loving but strong. You notice you don't see her on that picture, and I haven't been able to find her on the computer image yet, but I'm finding her in my mind, and I'm finding her through my women's circle. Women's circles are so important because they make you find your highest good. That woman on the cliff is my highest good, my highest potential. And what I started to do from that day forward was, when I was hit with a challenging situation, and I won't go into them, but I have had many, many. Sure you have too, right? It's life. And I continue to have many. And even when I get one handled, then another challenge pops itself up. But what I started to do from that day forward was keep those two images in my mind. And when something would happen, I could react from that little girl in the corner, or I could react from that goddess on the cliff. I think you know who I'm trying to choose every time here, right? So that's what I've been trying to do. Women's circles are incredible. As I said before, my passion is that everybody have a women's circle that you can meet at easily down the street in your neighborhood. Don't have to get dressed up. Don't have to wear makeup if you don't want to. Ours has evolved over the years that on new moons, it's this, you have to have come before. It's a regular group where we all know each other. We're all very comfortable with each other. Excuse me. On full moons, we invite in more people. Anybody is welcome to come. And we have kind of a set schedule where we go through and we open up the circle with sage, and we and the directions. And we've kind of worked that out over time, that the directions are to us a way to center yourself. Here. That's where you are right now. You're here. Life is made up of opposites. We all need to learn how to balance those. And that, to me, is what that is. And then saying, here we are, and bringing that energy right there. And then we do some singing, some chanting, some drumming. We do a meditation. We write down our intentions. What we've started to do on the new moons, you write down an intention or a goal. It's amazing how these things come through. Amazing. And then 6 months later on the full moon, we'll go back and see what the new moon one is. And I tell you what, it gives me chills a lot of the time to see how right on it is with my life right then. I grew up as a Catholic, and I'm not knocking Catholics at all. There was a lot about the Catholic Church that I liked. I liked the sensualness. I liked the incense, the stained glass, how pretty it was. I went to Mass, and I just, it was quiet time. I didn't so much agree with, I didn't get the sermons so much. I either didn't get them, sometimes I didn't even agree with them. But I needed that ritual and that space to look within and be quiet and find myself. And that has been so important with my women's circle. That's something else we do is we pass around, we have a talking bowl. It's not a stick, it's this beautiful bowl, intricately carved, and it's pretty heavy, and it's cold when you start off on one side of the circle, and by the time you pass it around to the end of the circle, it's warm and it's held, you know, all these things. And I've realized we all have the same challenges. I don't care who walks in at that full moon circle, how put together they look. Sometimes they will just come out with, you're like, oh, wow. We all have our challenges. It's how you handle them that matters. And I really believe women's circles are an incredible way to figure out how to handle them. So I'm going to do my short little plug for my computer app. Please check it out at findawomancircle.com. Right now it's a way to see if there is a women's circle or divine or any events in your area, but we're working on version 2, which is going to be more interactive and have featured circles and events, and also have profiles so that you can enter your profile and then connect with other people, better connect with other people in your neighborhood and also with similar interests to you, and hopefully form these women's circles. Thank you, Sylvie. I'm going to hand it back to you now, and thank you so much for inviting me to do this. And before I hand it off to you, make sure I hear this. This is the song that has been on my mind.
Darkness, day is dawning. In my darkest hour, I see the light. All my pain and all my sorrow, may it ease with this new day. May my tears remain uncounted, and I bid the goddess be my guide. For where you lead, you know I'll follow. At the dawning of this new day, at this crossroads.
That's This New Day by Kellyanna. And it's been stuck in my mind lately. I really believe that this eclipse is a huge opportunity to wipe that slate clean and start living from that woman on the cliff, or whoever your power person is. Thanks, Sylvie, and handing it back to you.
And light my way. I seek faith and I seek wisdom at the dawning of this new day.